Welcome back, guys, to episode 26 of our Factorio Industrial Revolution Let's Play. So, it's been a few days since I recorded last. As you heard last episode, I've been quite busy with real life, having my family come and visit me and my girlfriend at our new apartment and showing them around town. So, yeah, hopefully we can now get back to a somewhat more steady schedule. But on to today's episode. What I have done in between episodes is two things, and I'll explain both of them right here at the start. One thing is that I've set up a supply depot over here. I'll get more into that in just a minute. And then over here at a call outpost, I made a little circuitry. As you saw in the last few episodes, we had some difficulties limiting our train. When we requested items right now, it would keep filling the train until it was completely full or until it timed out. So what I've done is do a little magic with circuitry. I'll of course show you how to set it up, and hopefully a train will get here very soon so I can show you it in action. But until then, I'll just show you what I have done. I've taken Arithmetic Combinator. It's pretty much an item that takes an input, multiplies it by whatever it wants, or does some kind of calculation on it, then outputs something on the output side. So this one, all it does is takes any input. Right now the input comes from the train stop. So this one, as you can see, goes to the train stop and then goes in here. And what it says is take whatever is in the train, multiply that with -1 and output it right here. At this spot, we then combine it with whatever the system is requesting. So in the case of this stop, it's requesting coal. So let's see a train comes in and it's requesting, for example, 1,000 coal. That was not planned, but very good. So we'll say, okay, I'm requesting 1,000. So that'll do out here, a positive 1,000. Going into the network, into our filter inserters I just put in, because you need that to control the output, connect them up with wire. So as soon as the train comes in, it will say, okay, I want 1,000. And these will work as long as it's positive. Then this one will say, okay, the train has 0 now. So we'll output a 0 to the sign. So let's see here. As you can see here on the right, it goes down from 1,000 that was requested, multiplied by whatever is the output signal here. So yeah, that makes sure that no matter what is being requested from the network, be that 1,000 or 5,000, or if you want different items on the train, on the input side for our logistic train network, we will put in roughly the amount they want. So if we're requesting 1,000, it might put in 1,005, because these are not doing one at a time, but rather doing 2, 3, 4 at a time. So you want to do this on all the inputs into the network, and then on the outputs where you want to put it back into our cells, or what you want to call them, you want to just take out everything, because you don't want to pollute your system with things on the train. So the way you set it up, if we should just do it faster to show you, just for simplicity's sake, we'll just do it next to this one so we don't mess anything up. But it is quite simple as soon as you get a hang of it. So see, you take one Arithmetic Combinator, place it down right here, of course somewhere where it has power. Let's say right here. Then you take a red wire, connect it up to the train stop, you can see that on the right. Put that on to the input side, because that is what we want to multiply by -1. Then you go into this one and take inputs. I would like to take whatever it wants, or anything it inputs, because then we can just copy paste it to different stops and make this entire thing modular. So we'll take anything in here. So in case a train comes in here, it'll be maybe 1,000 coal in the train. So we'll take the 1,000 coal in the train, multiply that by -1, and output anything. So now take coal in, output coal by -1. So that means if you're requesting 1,000, we'll say this one will output 1,000 from the network into the output side here, saying that positive 1,000 plus whatever is going in this way. So let's say that's a 500 from the train plus -500. That means we still have a positive 500 number being sent into the network or into these. So as long as this is positive, this will work. As you can see right here in a second, we'll just do it one more time, removing this one, just so I can show you how it works, because it is something you would want to see 1 or 2 times. At least it took me 1 or 2 times to completely get the hang of it. And as soon as you've made it once, you can just make it modular and copy paste it wherever you want. There's not going to be any need for any more configuration. So let's see here. If we look at this one, 1,000 goes down, positive because it multiplies whatever's in the train, goes down to negative number, -8, and then the train leaves because it has an inactivity of 2 seconds because of how LTN is set up. So that is pretty much all this does, and it will keep running forever with no issues. Hopefully no issues. But in theory, we can now copy paste this setup to any place where we have an output we want to make, be that copper, iron, gold, and whatnot. So that should work with no issues. Other than that, I've limited this one. Right now it's a 2,000 and 1 train. I'm doing 1 train because I have it right here. And 2 trains would, in theory, go down and block the main track. So there's 2 solutions for this. One, you could keep it like this with only requesting 1 train at a time. That can slow the network down somewhat if you need high volume. Of course, that can be solved with more outposts. Or you can do what's called the train stops in here. So do it up here and in here, and then down on the main track again. Because then you can have 1 or 2 buffered up here instead. So it all depends on what you want to do. I will probably try and set up both designs for this Let's Play, because both has the advantages and disadvantages. One being this adds more room in our cell, but only buffers 1. But in here it gives us less room to work with, but we'll be able to buffer more trains and have more train stops. So yeah, I think that'll be something we'll see depending on what kind of cell we want to make. So I think that is my explanation for this. If you don't understand it, please write me on Discord or in the YouTube comments, or you can rewatch the episodes a few times. And if I made some horrible mistake, do comment so I can correct it in the next episode, so people don't get completely confused, because that we can't have that. We are here to learn and have fun. So that was pretty much the change to the output, a very important change going forward. So let's go to the little supply area I made for our, what's it called? Trains, so don't run on fuel. We'll just take a train and go back there so I can show you. Let's just give this some fuel. And then I'll show you the little setup we did over here. Just go to right here. And look at that, everything is working perfectly. This train should leave in just a second. Going back to the main factory. So right now, in theory, we could take this higher than 1,000. Saying it will only request if it has more than 5,000. But that will require me to have a faster input as well. So we'll just leave it at 1 for now, just so we don't have anything polluting the system for when we add more things. So right here, what I have done is done pretty much the same setup as over here. We are requesting a certain amount of coal into the system, taking it out, making sure that as soon as we're above the threshold, which is 20k here, as you can see, -1, it won't what's called add more trains before it's a positive number again. So look at that. As soon as it goes above negative number, as soon as it goes above negative 1k, it will request a new train. The train will go grab the items. The same thing I've done over here. I said I want 2000 stacked up here at all times. So these trains will all, or these chests will together always keep 2000. And they're used for what you see right here, refueling the trains. Since all trains come into this depot before going out again, if you do a simple circuit network like this, supplying coal into the train, pretty much make it modular, I can just copy paste this down, adding more train stops. I think I can add 4 or 5 more here, so I have 4 or 5 in each of these, maybe 6. And then this will be modular, being able to expand to wherever we want these on or in the base. So that's very nice. It's going again. We'll never run out of coal unless the base runs out of coal. So that is very, very cool. So the next thing this episode is pretty much starting to set up cells where we have inputs of items, supply, whatever we want. We had one being built down here. Pretty much expanding this one to have production of something. I think 4 is good enough. Then we can have input and output on the sides, depending if you want how much input you want. Right now we can do 1 in, 1 out. And I think with logistic train networks we can just have 1 where it all gets put into and then put into wherever we need them on the tracks. And that can be done with a few bigger storage like these, because I think they are bigger than a chest. So I'll try and make one of these and see how big it is. A bronze storage might be good enough. So right now, let's just place down some more radars, since that is kind of what we need in the system. Oh, that's something I shouldn't run into. Get you away. Should probably clear out all the trees now. And since we have robots, it's as simple as doing this, so we don't run into things. And you can see here, it'll request robots for wherever they're at. They're all the way down here. And put them into whatever chests we have around the base. They'll just work, and saving me a ton of time clearing out trees so I can make awesome content for you guys instead. So let's just try and make one of these storage ones. I haven't made them before, but from my experience, look at the robots. It's so nice. They're just moving things at a nice pace. So let's see here. We should probably expand all this into different things soon. Let's just grab that, because I want to give these some. For some reason they ran out. So let's put down a small chest just to get rid of some of this junk we have. What do we want to get rid of? Get rid of you. Oh, not that many. You. Arithmetic Combinator. And then we have a bit more room in our inventory again. So let's craft. Let's see here. Where's our bronze? Oh, it's back here. Or we could just craft a steel one. We should have large steel chassis being made somewhere. But probably not the reinforced plates yet. But we'll set that up. Whoa, that was very well done, very soon. So let's see here. Let's go to our steel outpost and see if we can't grab some of the things we need. We have a large steel chassis right here. Then we need some steel chests. Pretty much just grab some of this. What the steel chests need. Small chests and steel plates. So let's just grab these instead. And let's see if we can just craft one. Needs pretty much just this. And some plates. Yeah, this can just craft while we wait. So radars is also something we need. I should probably set up some automatic production for that, because then I can start to expand the network, or the coverage network, or I could install the mod called Big Brother that extends the range of our radars, so I don't have to craft them all the time, and I might do that before next episode, since that will make it a lot cleaner for us to do this entire setup. But let's look at this, how big it is. Is that 3 inputs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we do, that's a bit annoying. We could just do a 3 input chess system and then output whatever we need on this side, depending on how many different items we want, up to 9. And it has enough storage for it, so I think that might be a solution as soon as we have stack inserters. I think that might be cool. I think that will work, because I'm guessing they have the same size. So let's try and see if we can do a cell with that. So let's go down and expand our first area. And I pretty much want that to be steel items, since steel is kind of what we already, or kind of the area we're already at with our base. So let's continue from there. Let's just get rid of that blinking. And let's see if we can find a way through all these trees. And then we'll just get the robots to remove them. So let's see here. We have these, so let's just give our robots something to do. I'd like for you to clear out a lot of this area. Don't know how many we have in the network, but I want this all gone, and hopefully we'll just supply it to right here. And this should be beautiful. They are supplying it somewhere else. We probably have what's called room somewhere else. But if we just plant a pop down whatever we want to clear this one out. I want to remove this part and make it into, so let's see here, I'd like to get you away, that part, and take our little train tracks. I'd like to put in this one instead. So this will be a turn corner for it to go up. Can I do it all from the air? I can't, but that should solve itself. Then we'll do some straight tracks right here, going around our little setup. 1, 2, up. And this should all just build by itself. Up to here. Then we'll take another one of these, taking some straight rails across this way. And doing it one more time right here. And in theory, we want one right here as well, and there, and do a corner of that one. And look at that, it all just fits perfectly together. And then we'll just clear out the last one down here. This one will need to be removed, pretty much that part, and then place down this part. Hopefully I didn't remove too much for it to connect up. I might have done that. We'll just do a shift on that one, and on that one, and on that one, and on that one. So now all this should just be made slow and steady. Our robots is just kind of clearing out the area for us, and then in a few minutes this entire setup should be finished. And as soon as this one is filled with wood, it's probably gonna go somewhere else. Let's see if they're starting to throw into these chests here. And we should probably add some more robots to the network. I think that would also be quite cool. And while we're working with circuit networks this episode, I'll show you an extremely cool trick. Because as you can see here, logistics is fine, but construction robots are missing. So a way to fix that is by adding, oh, we can't fix that, never mind, because we don't have requested chests. I don't want to use those yet because that is cheating. So I won't do that, but I'll show you the basic setup and just do it some other way. Maybe with a build. We might be able to build them in, because that is not cheating. That is exactly how it should work. So let's see here. Let's go back to the base while these are fixing this for us. They only have to remove 1,200 items. No worries. My little minions will fix that for me. Imagine if I have to do that myself. That would have been horrible. But if you see right here, what I want to do is pretty much add these two to the network. And if we do a belt, we might be able to do it in one and just use a splitter to split them off. This is one way to do it. There's probably some that are better, especially when you get logistic requested chests. But look at this. If we do this one, pretty much taking it out here, saying you'll supply to the inside and you'll supply to the outside. That means if we connect these up just like that, we'll have them on the network. And then down here we'll do a split. Back one. And we'll output, let's just say, this one on the left side, and then what's it called, the logistics will go on the right side. Then we'll do two inputs. And of course we'll not do that. We'll have to connect it up to circuit network. Let's just do it with green. And now they're not working. And that is exactly what I want to see. I don't think we have anything misaligned. Should be fine. So this one down here, if you're going to see here, we can change this one to read Robotic Statistics. And right here we have available logistic bots, total logistic bots, available construction robots, and construction bots. And this is extremely important for this setup. So we always want 50 available logistic robots and 50 available construction robots. So this one that is inputting what's called the logistic robots, if logistic robots, or if the total amount available is less than 50, just like that, it will work. Right now it's not less than 50, so that of course it won't work. Let's see, these still working. But if we do the same right here and change the X out with a C, this will start to work. And now we'll input construction robots into network endlessly until we have more than 50 available. And this is a good way to make expanding the robotic network modular. And now we'll never have to look at this again before we expand so fast that this can't keep up. But I don't think that will happen. So this is now an automated process of expanding with construction robots. This will start to feed more and more. And yeah, they will just empty out all this for us, put in the tracks. And yeah, then this will be done very, very soon. And I think that is awesome. So guys, this huge area, I don't know if it's too big for one cell, but we'll see if we do smelting in one block, then we can do some processes in another one. Of course, adding everything to the network, but maybe also just jumping some of the things in between here, if the intermediate products only needed for the items in this area. I think that might be a cool way to do it, so we don't have huge amounts of items in a 4x4, so they only get like a 1x1 for that. But that will depend on what we are trying to make. And look at that, our little robots is starting to expand the network with the roboports, placing down the wires, Oh, look at that. That is so beautiful. I might not have the map view before next episode, but even from here, it looks so awesome. So awesome. So everything's going very well in the automation department. So let's just add in some more research. We can do this one. Oh, let's get this one out the way. Get some more character slots. Let's do one more down here. Let's get some storage. And I think that is fine for now. Getting all of this done. Spending some more resources because we do have some stored up now because everything is just going down here. But I think next episode, or we can actually do it this episode, expand a robotic network over this way. So we can hook into the gold one, or expand it out this way and hook into this. Oh, we have iron and gold here. So yeah, I think we'll do that next episode. I'll install Big Brother, the Big Brother mod, update my description so you can see I'm using it from this episode and onward, or next episode and onward, and then we'll expand out this way, taking this into our logistic network, adding trains to these two, so we can add iron and gold to the network, and as soon as we have those, we can start to expand somewhere else. Did I misalign some tracks here? Maybe, no, I didn't. Never mind. This is gonna be fine. There'll be tracks all the way around here. Look at that. It just went around. That means there is train tracks somewhere around here. We just can't see them. So I think that's the plan for next episode. So I think this is a very good place to start. Hopefully you understood my explanation in the beginning. I think it's very cool. Creating a new one from somewhere else. So now we have double trains running on the tracks. That is very cool. And yeah, as always, before you end the video, please like and subscribe and hit that bell button. And in a very short time, I'll be adding the membership function on YouTube. It's under review right now, so hopefully it will get done before long, and then you'll be able to support me in different ways if you want to. By no means don't do it if you don't have money to spare, but if you do want to help me out and you enjoy my content, do give it a look. You can get a cool badge and other things. So yeah, that was just a little shout out for my new feature coming to YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and then I'll see you next episode. Bye.